Qiao Hao paused for a moment before stepping into the room. Instead of handing Lu Jinian the script, she put it on the coffee table in the living room area. "I'm leaving the script here," she said. Once she finished speaking, she lifted her head and looked at Lu Jinian. The guy hadn't moved an inch. He was still leaning against the bedroom door with the same emotionless expression on his face. Qiao Hao knew full well that she had done what she came here to do and should quietly leave. Still, she stood in her tracks for a moment before saying in a low voice, "Goodbye." Then, she turned around and headed straight for the door. Silence fell in the room. Besides the faint sound of Qiao Hao's footsteps, nothing was heard. But just as she was about to reach for the hotel room door, the sound of rushed footsteps suddenly came. Qiao Hao and Lu Jinian didn't think too much about what they wanted. Their footsteps paused slightly before continuing ahead. Before Qiao Hao could even take 2 steps forward, a hand from behind reached past her. The door she had tried to open was slammed shut with a bang. Lu Jinian left Qiao Hao's whole body trembling in shock with his abrupt actions. Just as she was going to lift her head to look up at him, he grabbed her wrist and fiercely dragged her into the room. Her wrist pulsed with pain since he grabbed her with great force. She began to fight back with her whole body as she felt an immediate sense of danger. As she struggled under Lu Jinian's force, he tightened his grip on her wrist until she was unable to break free. Qiao Hao could only stumble after him as he dragged her to the bathroom door. Lu Jinian extended his arm and pushed the door open. With a strong pull, he propelled Qiao Hao inside. Before she could regain her footing, her whole body involuntarily trailed closely behind Lu Jinian. He lifted her up in the air and threw her into the bathtub. Then, he reached out for the shower head hung on the wall, turned it on to its most powerful setting, and sprayed Qiao Hao without a word. The water ran fierce and was exceptionally cold, painfully hitting her body. She wrestled to jump out from the tub but was stopped by Lu Jinian. He pushed her by the wrist to the furthest corner of the tub and continued to spray her with the shower. When he was almost done, Lu Jinian's eyes fell on Qiao Hao's shoulder, while producer Sun had patted her. He aimed the shower head directly at her shoulder. The pain intensified for Qiao Hao as he concentrated the shower spray to one area. In response, she tried to dodge it but in vain. Lu Jinian would always redirect the shower to her shoulder. In the end, she gave up struggling altogether, closed her eyes and curled up into a corner of the tub. Lu Jinian ceaselessly showered her with cold water, leaving Qiao Hao's whole body to shiver. Seeing this, he tightly pursed his lips and threw the shower head to the ground. He then seized her from the tub and shoved against the wall, pressing her tightly up against it.